Like, these motherfuckers don't know you. So I'm glad he was able to be honest about it and be raw, you know. And the fact that he speaks so much, like when he talks about it, like, sorry, he's not gonna get the belt this time. I believe him. It's just the conviction he speaks with, and I know Volk. I know the work he can do. I know what he puts it. Like, and he's had a break. I know how good that is for you. He's had a break, and I can come back. Yeah, just focus on himself. Yeah, and do this for his family like he always does. Now, with that being said, he's fighting one of the most, if not the most dangerous featherweight in the roster right now. This guy came on the scene, Diego Lopes, short notice, and shocked everybody. He said it in the countdown. It was like, you know, I said before that fight, if they don't know my name by right now, they'll know my name by the end of this fight, and everyone now knows who Diego Lopes is. He's a guy that's got sick jiu-jitsu, fucking ridiculously sick jiu-jitsu, slick as fuck.
Diego Lopes is walking into a tornado he can't escape. Israel Adesanya's chilling warning echoes through the MMA world ahead of UFC 314.
Oh, that's my thoughts on the fight.
Volk's seen this style a million times. I don't think he takes Volk down and subs him on the ground. I mean, if he went toe-to-toe with Islam Makhachev for 5 rounds and wasn't really in trouble of being submitted one time, I don't think that would be the path to victory for Diego Lopes. He has got a chance of catching him, but I think with the footwork and the switch stancing and the experience and all of it put together, I think Volk comes out of this.
I've seen the new Volk. Lopes has no idea what's coming, adds Michael Bisping, his voice grave with concern for the Brazilian contender. As Alexander Volkanovski prepares to reclaim his featherweight throne against rising star Diego Lopes, UFC legends are sounding the alarm. Despite Volkanovski's back-to-back losses, these elite fighters see something in his preparation that terrifies them. A rejuvenated champion with something to prove. Could Lopes be walking into the most dangerous trap of his career?
I did not like the idea of Volkanovski for a world championship. I didn't think it was right. I believe he's 1 win, 3 losses in his last 4 contests. I know his last 2 times, they needed smelling salts and a stretcher. To suggest that he could fight for a world championship, I just thought was false. And it's certainly not because I don't respect Volkanovski. This is one of the greats. But I had a hard time being fair about getting him in front of Diego Lopes. But now that Topuria's gone and Volk isn't getting in front of Diego Lopes, he's going to get in front of Diego Lopes. I love the idea. Not to mention, I don't know who I think's going to win the fight. This is a very interesting fight. Better get his out of there in the first 15 minutes. You do not want to go to championship rounds with Volkanovski, no matter what kind of a run you are, no matter how young you are, how good you are. Don't see Volkanovski in the 4th and 5th round if you still got business to do.
Alexander the Great Volkanovski faces rising Brazilian star Diego Lopes for the vacant 145-pound championship. But behind the scenes, UFC veterans and champions are issuing stark warnings about underestimating the battle-tested Australian. After back-to-back losses for the first time in his career, Alexander Volkanovski has been on an extended break from competition. Speaking exclusively to Yahoo Sport Australia, Volkanovski admitted he was just as surprised as fans to discover he'd be fighting Diego Lopes instead of getting his expected rematch with Ilia Topuria.
Before we let you go, do you have a final message to your opponent?
No, he's actually a pretty good bloke, you know. So to be honest, just how you going, mate? I appreciate it, but you know, sorry, mate. I'm bringing that belt back to Australia. So that's all I guess I got to say.
All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us this morning. Good luck. You'll have the whole country cheering you on as well.
No worries. Thank you.
Volkanovski, quote, "Not only did everyone else think that, I thought it was going to be that, and I thought that up until a couple of weeks ago. I did originally think it was going to be Ilia, which I would have loved as well, but it was dragging on, and I was just like, give me something now. I want to get in there. I didn't care if it was for the interim, but now it is for the vacant belt."
He's vacated his belt, so I think he deserves, because he's committed to that, I think he deserves maybe a title shot. But that just makes the rematch even bigger. Gives him time to do whatever he needs to do at lightweight, then we can do that. Could you imagine the rematch?
The 36-year-old Australian has been training extensively during his time away from the octagon, including sessions at the famed Bang Tao Muay Thai facility with former bantamweight champion Aljamain Sterling. And while many fighters might claim they've never felt better heading into a fight, Volkanovski's candid comments about his mental and physical state reveal a fighter who's genuinely rejuvenated.
Yeah, Lopez, obviously a dangerous dude. Bit of a different matchup to Ilia. Obviously, both dangerous fighters. I'm really looking forward to this one. Very excited. Obviously, people are like, he's old, he's done. I hope people are thinking that. Everyone knows I love the underdog story. Everyone knows I love to prove people wrong. I still think a lot of people believe in me and know I'm going to go out there and look great anyway. But for those who don't, you have every right to think that until I change your opinion. And that's exactly what I'm going to do April 12th. So cannot wait for that.
Volkanovski, quote, "A lot of positives have come from that. I have always wanted to be active. I didn't like having breaks, but I chose after the last two, I wanted to have a proper break. I committed to that and accepted the fact that I was having a proper break, and I loved it. But having that break was really good to evolve myself. Evolve as a person and be me again. To be a dad, a family man."
Dangerous fighter, a very aggressive, dangerous fighter. Obviously, great jiu-jitsu, power in the hands, always looking for the finish. So you've got to respect that and be wary. I just believe I'm the best, and I'm going to prove that Saturday night.
Diego Lopes is on a remarkable 5-fight win streak, with his most recent victory coming against former title challenger Brian Ortega at UFC 306. The Brazilian has been campaigning for a shot at Volkanovski for months, even offering to fight him in Sydney on Volk's home turf. Lopes, quote, "He said that Ilia mentioned on Saturday night that he wanted to take some time off. Also, UFC mentioned that they're not really working on a date for Spain. He feels that while this is all going on, it would make the most sense for him to just fight Volk in Sydney for the interim title. Volk has already suggested this. I've already agreed to it. Let's just do it." But UFC veteran Kenny Florian sees serious danger for Volkanovski in this matchup, questioning whether the former champion's mental state might affect his performance. Florian, quote, "What Volkanovski is going to show up. If he tries to knock Lopes out and really counter him, that could be extremely dangerous."
Just amazing to see his evolution as a fighter and all the different ways that he can get you to just be confused out there. Alex is just a pleasure to watch, a rare athlete, martial artist, and fighter combination. When I look at Yair, I see this guy, he's fire. And if you let a fire get out of control, then it's going to overwhelm you. And for Alexander Volkanovski, he never let Yair get out of control. When Yair wanted to move forward, he was gone. This is one of the smartest fighters that I've had the pleasure of watching. These are the kind of guys that I like to watch and learn from. And these are the guys that are leading the dance when it comes to evolving the sport forward. He has a multi-layered offense and defense that is so tough to get through. He is a sophisticated operator, and he just might be the best pound-for-pound fighter in the sport right now.
Florian emphasized that Lopes is going to try to find that chin of Volkanovski's early and often until that final bell, a concerning prospect given Volkanovski's recent knockout loss to Topuria. MMA analyst Michael Bisping believes Volkanovski's conviction gives him the edge in this fight.
That's my thoughts on the fight.
Volk's seen this style a million times. I don't think he takes Volk down and subs him on the ground. I mean, if he went toe-to-toe with Islam Makhachev for 5 rounds and wasn't really in trouble of being submitted one time, I don't think that would be the path to victory for Diego Lopes. He has got a chance of catching him, but I think with the footwork and the switch stancing and the experience and all of it put together, I think Volk comes out of this.
Bisping, quote, "The fact that he speaks so much like when he talks about sorry, he's not going to get the belt this time. I believe him. It's just the conviction he speaks with, and I know Volk, I know the work he can do, but I know what he puts it like, and he's had a break. I know how good that is for you. He's had a break and can come back. Just focus on himself and do this for his family like he always does." However, Bisping also acknowledges the serious threat Lopes presents. Bisping, quote, "Now with that being said, he's fighting one of the most, if not the most dangerous featherweight in the roster right now. This guy came on the scene. Diego Lopes short notice and shocked everybody. He's a guy that's got sick jiu-jitsu, ridiculously sick jiu-jitsu, slick as expletive, and he likes to bang.
Goes down this weekend. It's an intriguing fight card. Will Alexander Volkanovski, will he do it? Will he be great? Will he show the world that he's still got it, that he ain't slowing down, that part of the time is not getting to him?
I used to be a UFC world champion.
Yeah, sure you did, man.
Man, I'm telling you.
Or will it be another case of Father Time catching up and the last person to realize it?
Perhaps the most shocking revelation from Volkanovski is that he seriously contemplated retirement during his extended break from competition. Volkanovski, quote, "I sacrificed a lot of myself for so many years to be able to look out for my family, and that's just what it takes. And I'm okay with that, especially now. The fact that I know I'm going to be all right after my career. I wasn't sure if I was going to be all right before, now I know I will. The time off was incredible. I started thinking, man, am I going to go back because of how much I was enjoying it?
How much longer, like I still love it, but how much longer do I want to do this to myself and my body? And, you know, I do want to eventually sail off in the sunset, right? I've already started that. I'm here on the farm, you know, and I enjoyed the last year. It's been incredible. I started thinking, man, am I going to go back? That's how much I was enjoying it.
Wow.
So it's crazy. But, you know, I want to have one last crack and one, you know, get really stuck into it. Win that belt, defend it, maybe defend it again. You know, maybe, or one big fight after a defense, we'll see. And then it's maybe I'm done.
But what we're saying here is like 2-3 more. That's what we're pretty much saying, right?
Yeah. I mean, look, that could change. I could sit there, go there, win, and I definitely want to defend. I think I want to defend pretty quickly, and then just I want everyone to be reminded of, oh man, you know, Volk's back. You know what I mean? Like he's in there and he's already calling for undefeated fighters, and then tell them, come on, let's go. Let's, you know, I'm the one dragging these guys into the octagon, hurrying them up. You know what I mean? So, you know, I want people to be reminded of that, and then we'll see what happens after that. Maybe we do set a bigger fight with Ilia at lightweight, or if he wants to come back down, or something like. Maybe we can even make that massive rematch.
This raises the question: could a loss to Lopes spell the end of Volkanovski's illustrious career? Or will reclaiming the title energize the former champion for another title run?
We got Volkanovski versus Diego Lopes. I'm excited for it. I've been watching a little bit of Diego Lopez's vlogs. He's just a big, stout dude. When he throws his punches, he throws to kill you. I'm curious how Volk comes out. How has his mind been? Was he really demoralized from these last couple losses? Or is he going to come back and be the same Volk that we know?
This matchup is very tricky. I think Volkanovski is the better fighter, but Lopes is so dangerous. I can see Volk winning until a second round Lopes TKO finish.
Despite the questions surrounding his return, Volkanovski has not lost an ounce of his confidence. Speaking about his upcoming opponent, the former champion issued a stark warning of his own. Volkanovski, quote, "The reality is, I am not getting any younger. Am I going to start to feel this age? I thought I probably would, but I'll find a way around it. Now, I don't feel I need to find a way around it because I feel great. Training has been good. I am feeling sharp, pretty scary for Lopes." This statement reveals the mindset of a champion who has used his time away from the octagon not just to rest, but to evolve and improve. While many fighters would show signs of decline at 36 years old, Volkanovski seems reinvigorated by the challenge ahead.
How much longer do I want to do this to myself and my body? And, you know, I do want to eventually sail off in the sunset, right? I've already started that. I'm here on the farm, you know, and I enjoyed the last year. It's been incredible. So it's I was able to grow outside of fighting so much. So I'm really looking forward to that. But, you know, I want to have one last crack and one, you know, get really stuck into it. Win that belt, defend it, maybe defend it again. You know, maybe, or one big fight after a defense, we'll see. And then it's maybe I'm done. You know what I mean? Like that's sort of where we're at. But I want to be active. Even as soon as I get this belt, when I get it back, I'm like, all right, when are we doing this next one? You know, who is it? You know, Mosbar, you ready? Let's go. A couple of months after, whatever.
Wow.
I'm ready. So it's going to be, that's what I'm expecting to do.
Volkanovski has already outlined his plans should he recapture the featherweight title at UFC 314, with undefeated Russian contender Movsar Evloev first in his sights. Volkanovski, quote, "I'm telling you that I'm going to go out there and I'm going to win the belt, and I'll call out Movsar Evloev so he can probably wait if he wants to. I'm winning that title, and I'll fight him 3 months later. Tell me the date that we can do it, and I'll call the shots that night. I think Movsar is definitely deserving. But intriguingly, Volkanovski hasn't ruled out a potential rematch with Topuria down the line, potentially at lightweight. Volkanovski, quote, "We'll see what happens. Maybe we do set up a big fight with Ilia at lightweight, or if he wants to come back down, maybe we can make that massive rematch. After my next fight, you are all going to want to see that again, trust me."
Yeah, to be honest, at this point, there's no one else that deserves the shot more than Volk, right? He's been a great champion. He's a legend in the featherweight division, so he deserves the shot without any doubt. So, but at the same time, it's that I'm gonna take a small break. So we'll see how the things will going on in the featherweight division. Maybe he accepts a fight with some new contender and it doesn't play out like he is planning, and I'm gonna have to face someone else. I don't know.
While Volkanovski and Lopes prepare for their championship clash, former featherweight king Ilia Topuria has dismissed the significance of their fight altogether. Topuria, who defeated both Volkanovski and Max Holloway before vacating the title to move up to lightweight, doesn't view either man as a legitimate threat to his legacy. In a video posted by Spanish media Marca, Topuria mocked Volkanovski and Lopes as his children, implying neither fighter is genuinely on his level. "I don't know how to predict the future," he admitted, adding, "The future of our children is complicated. I wish them both luck, but we know who is in charge of that division." Topuria's dismissive tone suggests he sees the fight as little more than a sideshow. He added, "I have simply left them so they can have fun because it's important for them." UFC 314 in Miami promises to deliver an explosive main event with the featherweight title on the line. Alexander Volkanovski enters as the decorated former champion seeking redemption, while Diego Lopes represents the dangerous new blood determined to claim UFC gold. Will Volkanovski's experience and renewed vigor be enough to overcome the surging Lopes? Or will this be another setback for the Australian legend? Join us for complete coverage of UFC 314 as we count down to what could be one of the most significant featherweight title fights in recent memory.